Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH. Plus 41 wins in a row. We pray for good HP. Anything else, you can make it work. HP is pretty important. It's a good start. It's a good start here. We're going to drop a Rainbow Worm. NCZFTVLW. Just realizing we have car battery. Stats are actually, like, fantastic. Car battery is legitimately one of the better passives in the game, for sure. It's got to be, like, top 10% of passives, I think. The only thing is, we need to have a relevant item to make it work. So we need some kind of, I mean, you know what I'm going to say. We need, like, a Book of Revelation. Something where, like, it being stacked up 2x actually is relevant. That's very relevant. Super stoked to get Infamy early on here. And, dude, I can't remember the last time I got to sit down and record 4 Isaac episodes in a row. This is, like, it's like a day off. Especially because except for one of them, they've all been pretty good. It's like it's a day on, but it's an easy day on. You know what I mean? It's like when you go to school in June and you're like, we've already done our tests and stuff like that. Like, you know, I get it. We're just gonna watch Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I'm sure that movie was different for everybody. I've talked about it ad nauseum, I'm sure, for most people's standards at this point. The #1 movie that we watched in my middle school and elementary school life was Armageddon. I would say every summer, like, you know, in that late May, early June sort of corridor where all the windows in the classroom are open. You got nothing better to do. Teacher goes, "What do you want to watch?" We go, "You know what? Armageddon." Although, I do have to big ups to my 10th grade history teacher. Surely there's a statute of limitations on this and she wouldn't get in trouble for this. In 2004, she brought in to show to the class a pirated DVD of the, as of that time, brand new film Troy to watch. What did I step on, dude? Are you kidding me? So yeah, it was like before the movie had come out on DVD. Her brother was like, he had been in China, I guess, and bought it at a counterfeit DVD seller stand. And I'll never forget the. I mean, as far as like a pirated copy of a movie goes, the quality was really good. But I will never forget that when the movie started, there was like a DVD menu and it said Tory. Anyway, I know a lot of people like Troy. It's okay. I don't really like it, but the only reason I like it a little bit is because I have a fondness for that kind of era of movies. You know, I kind of grew up in the Gladiator, Kingdom of Heaven, Troy, sort of. It's like disaster movies, you know, like Independence Day or The Day After Tomorrow or stuff like that. We will take the cancer trinket here. Probably better, although I'll admit, with only getting -2 for tears, it's a little closer than expected. Let's see if we can make this. Why would you waste it immediately? It's not quite as good as I expected it to be. But that's okay. We're still doing great here. Don't get hit. This is a pivotal moment. But I have a certain fondness for it because, like, a lot of those movies, you know, they were big when I was learning how to like and dislike movies. Troy's not the best of them, but it's got some okay stuff in it. We will take. Whew, it's a tough choice. I think we say no, quite frankly. I think we say yes. Okay, I was wrong. I think we say yes. But why do I think we say yes? There's a couple of different reasons. I want to be clear. We took the unsafe path here. One of the reasons I thought we say yes is because we can probably buy a Spirit Heart regardless. So we'll just open that up and see what we got. And we do indeed have a Spirit Heart. Another reason is the earlier you pick up an item like that, the better it is, right? So I do think that's valuable. Dude, so is Parasitoid Tears. Oh my god. In terms of just, like, random item gets, we've done really well. Infamy and now Parasitoid Tears as well. But we gotta be very, very careful. This is a situation where we're not in danger immediately, but basically getting hit once starts to really put you in a dangerous position. So this is a floor where everything's great, but we should try to do the little things, not just right, but pretty much perfectly. Like, I'm even gonna come back here and blast these open, because if we get super lucky, we might be able to buy 2 Spirit Hearts. It doesn't appear that... Ooh, it's still not gonna be the case in all likelihood, but it's better than nothing. And we'll shoot these, too. That's all we got. Alright. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to afford it. I thought it was 3 cents, but it is 5 cents. That's okay. I know it's normally 5 cents. I would like to clarify, I thought it was on sale. Clearly it is not on sale. That's my mistake. So let me go in here, please. It's a good run. The only danger is HP, and HP is it's hyper relevant. It's an extremely relevant piece of data. It's not one of those things where you're like, oh, my shot speed's not right. So I'm hoping... Really, like, this run pretty much comes down to being a win once we can get our HP sorted. And we... Oh, let me out! Infamy saved me, you genius! Infamy! You beauty! I mean, this is a tough room to begin with. If we took 1 hit on this, I wouldn't have been too disappointed, but Infamy saving us is huge. But yeah, really, with car battery, there's a lot of spacebar items that basically put us into almost guaranteed win territory right away. Here's a question for you. What's the best Mark Wahlberg movie? No, now, let me tell you. I said it because he showed up in my Twitter trending tabs. Let's click on it and see what he did. Let's see what caused the... Let's see what Mark Wahlberg's tweeting for. What he's live for. Oh, I see what's happening. Mark Wahlberg has a... he's getting dragged because of incidents in his past, which admittedly I have heard about before. Let's not talk about what his favorite movie is then. Or what our favorite movie of his is then. And instead, say, he really shouldn't have done that stuff. You can look it up for yourself, if you're interested. Alright, so what else is going on the sidebar of Twitter right now? Let's not do that. As far as I'm concerned, of course, you know, Mark Wahlberg has done some things in his life that make him not a good guy, universally speaking. He does also owe me, I would say, $22 because I paid for me and a friend of mine to see the movie Date Night in 2010. Admittedly, he is not the star of Date Night, but he is involved, and as a result, I think I should be entitled to financial recompense for that. And it's, I mean, I think Date Night is an okay movie, but putting it in theaters is like a war crime. That's a direct-to-Netflix movie, okay? Maybe a war crime is a step too far, but it's at least against the Geneva Convention. So we got an all-stats upgrade, which is, of course, amazing. And we immediately spent some of that HP to get Eye of Belial. And I stand by that. Eye of Belial, a beautiful item. You know what? I'll take the HP. At some point, I think... Honestly, I think I've learned a lot about myself from playing Isaac. Is stem cells a good item? Not really. I mean, it's good. Is it... So, with a reroll machine in the room, is it something you would normally be tempted to get? Probably not. But in the same way that, you know, I've railed on the discourse sometimes on this program right here, as, like, people just love to argue. They love to be right even when it is bad for them. That's kind of how I feel about my approach to playing Isaac over the course of history. Yeah, I need HP, but HP isn't that good. So let's reroll it and try to get damage. What the heck? How did I die? You know, that's a history of me playing Isaac in a nutshell. So I think sometimes being smart is recognizing when being dumb would be better for you. Maybe? I don't know. Being smart is also being willing to admit that I don't really know what the D7 does, and I'm afraid to ask at this point, okay? So we'll, maybe we'll use it at some point. It's reroll rewards, I know, but so I guess if you got an item from a boss you didn't like, you could come back and give it a little reroll attempt. I always get it confused with glowing hourglass. Okay, we'll take the Ankh, because we have no other option. And then we're pretty good to go. And this run is off to the races. We'd love some HP, but really the Ankh is 3 Spirit Hearts, if you wanna get technical. And I don't. What's going on for the rest of today? I'm glad you asked. Sundays are pretty busy days now. You know, this is gonna be my 4th video, and then you know, win, lose, or draw. We're moving right on to the stream after that. We're gonna stream some more FMV games, I think. Although there is a little temptation to just play the Nintendo Clubhouse games for the next 3 hours on the show. I think we could get away with it once. It's a lot of fun, but we'll see. And then after that, me and Savictor are gonna record 3 episodes of GeoGuessr. Then I gotta do a Golden Goblet episode, and I gotta do a Northernlion Tries, and then we'll see how the rest of the night treats me after that. But it's gonna be busy, that's for certain. That's okay. Again, busy is good in some situations. In fact, I would say busy is good in most situations. Too busy is bad, but too busy is really something that gets determined by the person in the first place. And you know what? Busyness is it's subjective in the sense that, like, am I too busy to record another Isaac episode? No. Am I too busy to do something I don't want to do, like maybe make a birdhouse? Yes. I posit here that being busy has less to do with what you have to do and more to do with what you're being asked to do. Like, for example, sometimes Kate will say, "Are you busy?" And the right answer to that question, when your wife is 5 months pregnant, is no. But the answer I always say is, that depends what you're about to ask me. Because, you know, if it's a work day, I'm not too busy to, like, you know, help you with something that's relevant to your life right now. But if it's something that can be put off until after the working hours are over, then yeah. Like, I'm too busy to, you know, go to Michael's right now, but I'm not too busy to, like, you know, call the doctor. I posit here that busyness is more about the request than it is about the situations surrounding the request. Not that they don't have an element of it. But that's my hypothesis. That's my Larry David hypothesis. I would agree. Yeah, it's my Sunday. It's the beautiful thing about having a day off. Ooh. You come back stronger the next day. Like, apart from being, like, you know, a human rights violation, I imagine back in, you know, when the 7-day work week was a thing, people were not doing their finest work. After 5 years without a day off, you really think they're coming into the office and they're giving you their best work? I don't think so. Now, I acknowledge my ignorance in saying this. I haven't worked in an office for a long time. But my hypothesis from the times that I have worked in an office are that in the average office... by the way, I think this might be the first time I've ever seen this room. A 5-day work week for most of the populace in the office is too much. When I had a summer job, really any office that I've worked in, prior to the age of, like, the only other office I worked in was when I taught English in Korea. And, you know, really, they're not going to move to a 4-day work week on that one, because they're like, if we move to a 4-day work week for other jobs, you know, where are our kids going to go? We got to send them to school, aka daycare. So that one is kind of the exception. But every other administrative role I've ever had in an office, I probably, if I redlined it, could have completed 5 days of work in 2 days. That's my expectation. So I think you could, for not for every job obviously, but for a lot of roles, you could really go down to a 4-day work week without even impacting things like in the slightest. 3 days is maybe you'd start to have to rework things a little bit. I'm just gonna be honest. I think that Void has almost killed more of our runs than it has done anything positive on recently. And I've had some amazing Void runs in my life, but I think, you know, we're just realizing maybe now's not the right time for this item. But I'm telling you, I could have done a 2-day work week. And still gotten the same amount done. Not because I'm a particularly impressive worker, but because whenever I work for other people, I'm constantly paranoid that anytime they talk to me, they're going to fire me. So I work maybe a little bit harder than is necessary to keep the job. Even if I've been having a good time at work, I mean, this is now, these are like decades old anecdotes, so they might not be as applicable, but the first thing my brain thinks of is like, this is it. Anytime my boss is like, I gotta speak to you, it's over. I think I'm gonna blow this up. I got big plans here. I know it doesn't work with our 2 of diamonds, but that's okay. Come on, man. Full health? A little health? Little anything? A bomb? Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. That's all I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say is don't tempt me. I'll be back. I'll be back. That's a big room. Forgot what I was talking about. Oh, occupational stuff that I have no qualifications of. Don't take occupational advice from a YouTuber unless you know, go through their own credentials. A lot of YouTubers were independently successful in another avenue of life and then pivoted to YouTube. That's not really where I'm at. You know, I was doing okay. Oh, we can fly. But really, this is not, this is the high point right here. You're witnessing me at my peak. It's not like I was working at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory and then all of a sudden I was like, let's try this video game stuff on for size, right? Not that that would necessarily be a, you know, a bad thing. Depends what you want in life. Prestige or internet comments. Okay, you've paid out. I don't really care about huge growth as an item. I think we'll save 2 of diamonds instead to try to get an amazing shop going. This run has come together, and it was already very good to begin with, but all of our little stuff has come together to really get quite good. So now I'm like, hold on, we got 2 of diamonds. I really think we pop 2 of diamonds right away. And we try to get the Emperor card to get us a free item from Boss Rush. Now, 5 years ago, you would never hear me say this, but people change and things change and, you know, priorities change. I actually think rushing for the Boss Rush is possibly the worst strategy you could make for long-term success in this game. There you go. Are you happy? I said it. I said it. I'm not afraid to say it. It does run counter to the way that I've you know, played the game historically. We don't really need blue map. I'd rather have 1 more Spirit Heart, honestly. I think that's true. I think, like, I mean, how many times on this streak of 40, 41 maybe, have I done Boss Rush? I think 0, maybe 1. I'm trying to think. There is like a little. I have like a shadow of a memory of doing a Boss Rush at some point in the last month. But it's really, really rare. How many times have I snuck in and stolen an item? That in and of itself is really rare. Most of the time, lately, we don't even make Boss Rush, you know? And I honestly don't know if our consistency and safety has ever been higher. It's a beautiful thing. You know, Isaac right now is a lot like Team Unity playing Warzone. I don't know if we've ever had this mix of both confidence and competence. Me and Dan are actually making calls and taking shots in firefights. And we're making smart decisions in Isaac, too. Okay, hold on, hold on. I think we like both. Because with Goat Head, we can make Empty Vessel work, and then we can get rid of our spacebar item if we so choose. I'm just gonna be honest, Biohazard is really good, but I don't think it's as good as literally skipping a whole floor to hopefully activate your invincibility and ability to fly, and then maybe replacing your spacebar item with something a little bit more, you know, damage or utility oriented. I think this is the right play. This is must be a speed run. Don't take it yet. Well, we for sure like this, and then we'll pick this up just to grab this, but we do still have the opportunity to dump the pony for sure. But this is now in, like, it's a joke. It's funny though, like, in a lot of runs, I think you would look at, like, 6 damage, 6 rate of fire, and be like, you know, it's good, but it's not great. But then on this one, it kind of hits different, right? Like, we're very easily in control of where we're at here. Guess we should let Bumfriend take the money. But yeah, that's my Sunday plan. And in terms of, like, stuff going on this week, I do have a doctor's appointment, but nothing, nothing out of the ordinary. Just a pretty normal. Again, like, the ongoing drama is whether or not I will go to the gym this Monday. I'm still undecided. Because I was reading stuff. My gym did send out another email. Sent out an email that was like, hey, just for an update, everything's going fine. So, like, you know, the precautions that we put in place have been respected, and we're still operating as normal, except with the social distancing stuff and, you know, machines being cordoned off and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay. We'll see. The time will be right at some point. And it might be tomorrow. Or it might be 8 days from now. I don't know yet. It is very convenient to work out at home. I can't deny that. You know what's more convenient? And I'm not glorifying it. But even more convenient than working out at home is having the means to work out at home, but just choosing not to. Now, I wouldn't suggest it. I think, again, the benefit of working out is like 20% physical, 80% mental, and even spiritual, you know? But I can't deny, if we're talking about the most convenient way to do something, the most convenient way to do something is not to do it. Absolutely. Delegate it to somebody else. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm amazed at how much I liked Clubhouse games. Oh my god. We're so lucky. Like that, honestly, I went into it, I bought it for myself. If you're not familiar, I'll give you some context. Clubhouse Games is a, it's 51 worldwide classic/favorite parlor games, board games. So you got like Texas Hold'em, Blackjack, Mahjong. But then you've also got stuff like, you know, air hockey, foosball, toy baseball. I actually don't think we need it. Maybe want is the word, but we don't need it. And I honestly look at that game. You know Tower Unite? We play it on the NLSS a lot. It's essentially a minigame collection / like weird sort of Second Life game where you can walk around and, you know, shoot fireworks off in people's digital faces. It's kind of like Tower Unite, but polished. And really just, like, quite nice. I don't know if I would recommend it at it's 50 bucks Canadian, I should say. I don't know if I would recommend it at 40 bucks American for the average consumer. But if you're the kind of person who likes minigame collections, I mean, this is not really a minigame collection. The way I look at it is almost like, it's like Tabletop Simulator, without any of the future customization, but with a lot of built-in scripting and stuff already in there. So it comes highly recommended if you're into bizarre minigames like I am. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'd love to play it on the NLSS. I think it would be a great fit. I'm just struggling, like, commentarily. I'm like, I'm not used to a 22-minute Isaac run. I'm like, we can't start talking about anything even semi-real. I only got like 4 minutes left in this run to wrap it up. It's like less time than a middle school speech about bats. Can't really get to a big point. I can tell you an anecdote, though. I don't know when you start public speaking, wherever you go to school. In Ontario, when I grew up there, it was in 4th grade. And it was one of those things that was like, oh, be ready, because like 3rd grade is easy. But in 4th grade, once, you have to give a 3 to 5 minute speech. Oh my god. Which now is comical, because we're 25 minutes into this video, and I had nothing prepared, and we're still going. And also, this is the 10,000th time I've done this. But in 4th grade, I don't think I fully understood the concept of what those speeches should be. Most of the speeches, oh my. Most of the speeches end up being on like an animal, or a TV show, or a building, or a person. George Washington was blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we do speeches on George Washington sometimes. American history is very intertwined with Canadian history, of course. You know, the CN Tower is the largest freestanding building in the world until the Burj Dubai was built. But anyway, that wasn't built when I was 9, let me tell you that much. In 4th grade, I did my speech on a quite weighty subject, whether or not people actually use 10% of our brains, or if it's a myth. Now, we know it's a myth. However, the important thing is, I didn't do any research on it. I will say it was definitely a different time. Like back in the day, if you wanted to do research, either like your parents bought you Encarta, which was a CD-ROM encyclopedia, or you went to the library during school hours and you're like, speak to the librarian and be like, do you have any books about bats? And then he or she would be like, first off, learn how to use the Dewey Decimal System. That's what it's there for. Secondly, yeah, we got a book about bats. It's called Bats. Everything you need to know about bats. And then you would read that book and then just repurpose that knowledge in your own words and just trust that the book was right in the first place. It's a lot different now. I'm assuming, well, even obviously in university, I did research for everything online, but you know, it was different back then. But I only bring this up to say that as a 9-year-old, I did not have the means. Like, I didn't have a PhD in neuroscience. I didn't have the means to really answer that question meaningfully. So I just remember I gave the speech, and my teacher was like, well, huh. And then when I got my mark back, it was like a B-, and I was furious. I was like, this, what do you mean is a B-? And I remember, well, if I remember correctly, the best speech that got an A+ was about cheetahs. And I gotta admit, or no, it was about manatees. I'm surprised I remember. But everybody was losing it. It was like must-watch television. Yo, did you see Allison's speech about manatees? She's so good. It's crazy. I mean, after that, I got it together. In grade 6, I did give, or grade 5, I gave a speech about bats. Grade 6, I think, can't remember. Grade 7 was definitely The Simpsons. And grade 8, I don't remember. But I mean, come on, if you remember grade 8, you weren't even there. I got it together after that, but I always liked public speaking. I like communication for sure. That was my strong suit. Reading, writing, and public speaking in school. That, and in 7th grade, we did do a ballroom, well, a swing dancing module for gym class. And I'm not embarrassed to admit, I got a 98 in that module. Me and my swing dancing partner, oh baby, it was on lock. We were doing dips and not throws, because, you know, the insurance board wouldn't sign off on that for middle school, but you know what I mean. We're doing rolls, and you know, the one where you like hook your arms together and then you like lift her up onto your back and then she kicks her legs out like, whoa, what's going on? And then you put her back down and you give the audience a big smile because you're like, there was no danger, it was only simulated danger. I reminds me, actually. So in 7th grade, that we did that, like, dance module. I had the same teacher for 7th and 8th grade, just to be clear. It was kind of like it was a program for weirdos like myself. So in 7th grade, me and my dance partner had such good dance chemistry, it was under control. In 8th grade, I was sick one day, and I missed the start of our dance module that year. And when I came back to school a day or two later, I got paired up with the other girl who was sick that day. And we had to build it up from zero. It was like strictly ballroom. We had no built, I didn't know she was trying to lead, and I was like, no, I'm the leader, even though it feels unnatural for me to, I prefer to be led, quite frankly, but that's not how it works. And then we were doing waltzes, and I was like, come on, teacher, we're already nerds. We're nerds, you taught the swing dance, now you're gonna have us waltz at the school assembly? Come on. Anyway, for now, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, please do click the like button. I'm gonna keep reminding you, it helps me out a great deal. It's the single best way you can help me out, and it's free, so if you enjoyed the episode, please do click the like button. Apart from that, thanks for watching, I'll see you next time. See ya!